Well, welcome guys to the Lady Lacy YouTube channel. We're new. I thought we'd start out slow. Welcome to the Lady Lacy YouTube channel. I'll just see if anybody comes in for a second. There's literally nobody. Today we're gonna read The Making of an Astronaut. I might read it, I might go through it. It's got some cool pictures. It's pretty long. I guess I can get started. This is from 1965 January. I believe we went to the moon 1969. 1969, I think. So this is like 4 years, pretty clear, before we go to the moon. It's a Vietnam issue. Ooh, it has a little bit about the author. The author, Dr. Robert R. Goldruth, directs NASA's Manned Spacecraft Center near Houston, Texas, where projects Gemini and Apollo carry forward the nation's space effort. He began his career in flight research in 1937 and later led the group of scientists and engineers whose determination made possible the success of Project Mercury. For contributions to the program, John F. Kennedy in 1962 gave Dr. Gilruth the President's Award for Distinguished Federal Civilian Service. And this is that guy. So that's our author, The Making of an Astronaut by Robert R. Gilruth. This is the year of Gemini. Before 1965, and many months old, a powerful Titan II rocket will blast off from Cape Kennedy, carrying 2 American astronauts aboard a spacecraft called Gemini, after the twins of the Zodiac. For more than 2 years, these men and their fellow astronauts have prepared themselves for Project Gemini and the Apophis lunar voyages that will follow. They have pursued a unique training curriculum, and their classrooms lie LIE. I'm not kidding. I'll show you. Scattered throughout the country. Bye. They have attended hundreds of lectures, pored over thousands of documents, and sat through countless technical meetings. They have conditioned their bodies to withstand grueling combinations of stresses, acceleration, weightlessness, noise, heat, cold vibration, distortion, and immobilization. They have learned to survive in Panama's tropical jungles and in Nevada's scorching deserts. They have studied the geology of steaming fumaroles. 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 Lava tubes. Oh, lava tubes and ice caves. You got your lava tubes. Has anyone ever looked up lava tubes? That's intense. Right there. Lava. Lava tube. It's crazy. They have sunk their pickaxes into basalt, schall, and pre-Cambrian rocks. Cambrian? So this is what they do. They try to tie us up with like kind of hard words. They have visited factories to watch embryo spacecraft take shape. They have practiced with dozens of training devices simulating possible accidents and how to avoid them. So here they are in the jungle. The astronauts. Split roasted boa constrictor served by a Choco Indian turns out to be launched for 15 spacemen in training on a jungle survival course in Panama. It tasted like a 4-foot long hot dog, said one diner. Upon their return from space, astronauts plan to land in the ocean, but they do not overlook the possibility of coming down in a jungle or desert. 28 United States spacemen concentrate on the Gemini and Apollo programs. The latter designed to put a man on the moon by 1970. Plans call for orbiting a 2-man Gemini spacecraft in the next few months. Possible accidents and how to avoid them. Such exacting preparations have made American astronauts the world's most active commuters. Flying sleek, white-bellied, supersonic trainers, they race the sun from coast to coast, squeezing extra hours out of the day and dragging white contrails in a crazy quilt pattern across the heavens from Florida to California, Long Island to Oregon, St. Louis to the nation's capital, and finally home to the National Aeronautics and Space Administration's Manned Spacecraft Center near Houston, Texas. 1,600 acres of laboratories, test chambers, and offices across its geometrical landscape. The great adventure of our time unfolds. A trip to the moon. To understand the magnitude of these events, look at the recent history of space. Less than 2 years ago, I stood in the Mercury Control Center at Maj L. Gordon Cooper Jr. hurtled into orbit in his 4,000-pound one-man capsule on this nation's longest spaceflight, 34 and a half hours. Now, the 7,000-pound Gemini awaits her 2-man crew and much longer orbital journeys. Welcome to Lady Lacey Broadcast, y'all. I know nobody's here, but you might watch it on a repeat, so welcome if you're here. The live has like nobody. Rendiv This in space comes first. Gemini flights are an intermediate step in our moon flight program. They will permit us to study the efforts of weightlessness for up to 2 weeks and teach us the technology required to bring two vehicles together in space. We must master space if we are to reach for the moon later. In our Gemini program, managed by Charles W. Matthews, astronauts will practice his complex maneuver with the unmanned Agena vehicle, separately launched on an Atlantis missile. Before the end of this decade, the 34-story Apollo Saturn V vehicle will carry men to the moon. Apollo consists of two spacecrafts, the 57,000-pound command. Oh, this is hard. Well, we can just look at the pictures. You got your little astronaut practicing with light. Most of it's just lies anyway. Here, I don't know if this is truth in plain sight, but this picture is just crazy. Here they are at the Grand Canyon. Bears Earth secrets for spacemen who study geology to know how to understand the moon's composition, but also use an aerial photograph to locate their position, as they might do on the moon with pictures taken by Ranger the 7th and later camera probes. Look, guys, how we gonna come? Here they are. This is what they expect to do on the moon, right here. Cowboy hats and all. I don't know. I don't think they came up with their plan yet. They say this lizard tastes like chicken. Oh, there's Buzz. Man, these are some great pictures. There's Buzz. I just recognize that one. They're out there in that jungle. Oh, that's Captain Michael Collins. Here they are in, as the plane flies the crest of a parabolic curve, the spacemen swim almost effortlessly within the padded cabins. So here they are. Here they're practicing getting there. Other module. This ain't the real one though. This is 4 years before. There they are. I guess they've been in the pool. That's what I'm guessing, because they're all in their swimsuits. Here's a drawing. And that's what they're going to the moon in. With strings. I guess he's in front of the camera. Oh, he's on harnesses. So you kind of gotta look at it this way. Wait. See? Choose. Streaming.